Parental Alienation, Chapter 13. Chapter 13 begins Part 5, and Part 5 will start referring to new concepts that are related to the bigger and uneasy challenges that come together with parental alienation. Part 5 says, the title is, yes, you do need to fight. And before I enter specifically to chapter 13, I would like to say that I had some very significant fights. It cost a lot of energy from me, financial, emotional, spiritual, physical. I had to fight, and like all fights, it wasn't easy. It was time-consuming. I had many worries. I was hurt by the fight, but I had no choice, because once this precious thing of yours is being kind of stolen, you may have the strategy of keeping your love, keeping the flame, seize all opportunity to express your parenthood, not closing your heart. It is important, and I discussed it in part 4, and it was deliberately before this part 5. Yet sometimes, as a parent, as a responsible parent, you need to go out there and fight. Your children need you to fight, because they are trapped. They are trapped in a very impossible place to be in, especially for children. They are pulled to many places. It may tear them emotionally. It's very hard for them to be in this situation, and they may make choices that will not be pleasant for some, for you, for me, for the alienated parent, but for them it's a necessity. They need to survive, so they make a choice, and they have to. But if you want to help them go through this crisis into a better place, a place in which they will have two parents, two available, loving parents that are there for them, that of course include the previously alienated parent, you may need to fight for this. The fight may be through the legal system. The fight may be through some issues that you will have to fight for against your ex-wife or ex-husband or someone else. You may fight to preserve your place as a parent, because when you're alienated, there is some denial of your duty, of your place, of your job, by the children that may have no other option otherwise. And then when you step in and fight, you show them that despite the crisis, you're still there. You are not to be beaten. You are not to be destroyed. You stay there as their parent. And if you need to make some fight, you're going to fight. Of course, fighting doesn't mean doing something criminal or deliberately hurting anybody, but you may need to fight. You may need to hire a lawyer. You may need to hire a counselor. I don't know. We cannot predict the kind of fight that you may have to do. And the fight may change in time, in years. But there are times that the situation calls you to use some energy of fighting. And sometimes you will have to fight, kind of fight your children when you want to preserve your role as authority. Even if they have two homes, they still need to see you firm and strong sometimes when you make the boundaries. You may fight for these boundaries. You may fight against the manipulations that are coming from the other side. You may fight. And it's important to put this word here. You will have to be patient. You will have to keep this flame on. You may have to have your heart opened all the time. You may have to seize all opportunity to express your parenthood, and you may need to fight from time to time. And for this, we enter chapter 13 that says you will probably need some good help and support. It is very hard to fight alone. And you may need good and effective support and guidance, and someone that may even fight for you. I hired one lawyer when I had to approach the court because I felt that I need this intervention to help my children not go too far away, this alienation. And then I realized that my lawyer was not doing a good job, and I replaced her. And then I got a very, very good lawyer that helped me react the right way, helped me prevent myself from being pulled into unnecessary dramas, helped me to put myself in the right place, and of course, represented me better with the court system. It doesn't mean that we won everything. It doesn't mean that I managed to reverse all the things that happened through this alienation, but she helped me a lot. And at the same time, we may need to get some good support from family, friends, and we may need to choose and to filter the people. We need to build our own team of support, guiding, representation, assistance in this fight. It may not be a good idea to be alone, although sometimes there's no other way. But try to gather around you the right support that will strengthen you, that will intensify you, that will support you when you are down, that will nurture you with good advice and hope. You will need it, like we all need in all fights that we make. And I'm saying again, for the beginning of this part 5, yes, you do need to fight. Sometimes we do need to fight, because in this particular process of parental alienation, our children that are very young and innocent, they can be influenced strongly, and they may want to preserve their emotional safety, so they may go against you, not because they don't love you, but because it is hard for them to cope with this situation. So you cannot blame them. Even you may be angry at them at times, it's okay. But if you want to help them, if you want to help you, you may need sometimes to fight. You will need to choose your battles. You may need to choose your crew, yes, but sometimes you will not be able to pass this major crisis in your life of parental alienation without some fights. So prepare yourself to fight. And if you find yourself in a fight, remember that I told you that this is a part of the game. You may want not to make it a chronic fight. You may want to have your victories and sometimes losses, but you won't be able to totally prevent the fight, because fight is needed, even for your children. Even if it is not so comfortable for them for sometimes, they need to see you fighting for your role as their loving and present parent.